Just wanted to lead off this evening's video by saying thank you once again to all of you who have joined us over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel. The numbers are starting to build and it is making a difference. People are showing up in the comments section saying, Florida Maquis, I catch myself operating emotionally when I should be thinking instead of feeling. Thank you for showing me this specific training. It's easy once you see it, but it's not easy to see unless somebody points it out. And what you guys are doing, supporting me over there, is making a huge, huge difference in my life. Thank you so much. Would love to have you guys over there. It's only $1 per month, less than that. If you sign up for an entire year at one time, it's something like 3 pennies a day. Fully refundable if you sign up, you pledge $1, and you look at all the training videos, and you can inbox me over there, unlike here. And you say, Florida Maquis, it's just too racy for me. It's too adult. It's too intense. I just really can't handle it. I don't think I can take anything from it. Can I have my $1 back? Absolutely. Absolutely. No problem whatsoever. Now, main body of tonight's video. I'm sure a lot of you remember years ago when we did the map videos. These are the most popular videos on the Florida Maquis Patreon channel. Over the last 5 years plus, I have put up over 2,000 videos. But the top 5 map videos account for almost 10% of my total views out of over 2,000. That's how many people have engaged with this topic. Now, the allegation that I make in these videos is this. If there's a shit it's the fan situation, more than likely what governments are going to do to make the best use of their security forces, they're going to start to close prisons, and they're just going to start to release people en masse. And given the situation where it's grid down, end of the world as we know it, whatever you want to call it, these prisoners, their options, are going to be limited. And they're going to not gravitate to the cities. They're going to gravitate to the burbs and out in the middle. And because of the lack of funding and the lack of people power, for lack of a better way to say that, these places out here in the middle are going to be incredibly dangerous. I have proof for this now, that in fact the most dangerous places are going to be Nebraska, Utah, Missouri, Illinois. Not Florida, not Virginia, not Texas. Now, what got me thinking about this, some people have asked, Florida Maquis, how did you even think to, come to that conclusion? Well, I was watching this series called The Walking Dead, and there was a season where they encountered a prison. There's a group, and they're out wandering, and they're trying to stay away from the zombies, and they thought to themselves, you know what, this prison will be a great place to hole up. There's a few walkers, the zombies out in the yard, but if we can take care of them, we'll have the high ground, and we'll have all of these gates and fences. And so they make this plan. Well, there's a few prisoners who stayed behind, and they run into this. But I saw one scene, and I just couldn't get over the logic problem with it. All of the cell doors were open. All of the cell doors were open. Now, what that means in this particular prison is they would have had to go and let them out. But wait a minute, the group thinks that because of the cells, because of the gates, they could stay away from the zombies. As you know, in zombie lore, you have to be bitten by a zombie. This zombie virus isn't airborne. So all you'd have to do is lock yourself in a cell and you'd be perfectly safe. But all the cell doors were open. And this would make sense, because if the guards and the administrators were just going to leave and leave everybody locked up, the prisoners would have been just starved to death and laying there a bunch of rotting corpses. None of them would have been infected, of course, because they would have never been bitten, but locked inside. But all these are open. So if they were let out voluntarily, and that's what I'm going for here, if they were let out voluntarily for humanitarian reasons, why would they have had to knock down a brick wall to get out? Now, I know this is all Hollywood. I get this. But it got me thinking going down this road about what would really happen in a situation like this. I truly believe they would let them go. There is no mass gas system that people like to make believe up, this idea of gassing all the prisoners. It's all just, they see fire suppression installs and they think it's hooked up to some poison gas system. It's ridiculous. Now, would you know out in the real world the difference between an ex-con and just a random person? You see, the series covers this too. You have Daryl on the left and his brother Merle. Now, the mind-boggling part about this, the psyop part about this, is that if you didn't know who these characters were, if you didn't watch this series, you just see a couple of hillbillies. You wouldn't know who the good guy was, the bad guy was. If they were both good, are they both bad? Well, what does the series do? Well, they kill this guy off on the right because he's supposedly the most horrible guy on the planet. And they keep this guy around to this day, and he's like the hero. But they're brothers. And they started off virtually identical, coming from the same background, but one is an angel and one is a devil. It's just absolutely ridiculous. See, you wouldn't know. That's the key. Now, are you ready for my proof? Here is 8 February 2019. This was the year I put up these videos. U.S. businesses are missing out on a valuable pool of talent. Former convicts. Now, this is back when, of course, President Trump was not too popular amongst the left. He's still not. But let's fast forward. This is just January. Nebraska bill incentivizes businesses to hire convicted felons. 14 February 2022, Utah bill encourages employers to hire people with criminal records. Judge rules Amazon, Whole Foods can be sued for refusing to hire convicted murderer. Now, in this particular case, this guy applied for a job delivering groceries to people's homes. Think about this for 1 minute. A convicted murderer wanted to get a job where he had access to people's grocery lists and was delivering their groceries to their private homes. Amazon and Whole Foods said no, and he sued. This is exactly the allegation I made. They're going to get out and they're going to blend. They're going to get out. They're not going to be wearing their jumpsuits. And you're not going to know them. And this is going to be a huge, huge threat. They're going to infiltrate survival groups. They're going to know all the right things to say. And one of them is going to get an eyeball at somebody's stash. And their natural nature is going to take over. And this was the scam. Speaking of scams, there is an article now from CNBC that literally echoed, the argument that I made against Bitcoin on 14 December of 2021, where I counseled people to get out of Bitcoin. CNBC is making now the exact same argument I made. The case for Bitcoin as digital gold is falling apart. Bitcoin fell to a 2-week low Tuesday after Russia ordered troops into 2 separatist regions in eastern Ukraine. Geopolitical tensions and climbing inflation are among the key factors weighing down on Bitcoin's price. That's led analysts to question whether its status as a form of digital gold still rings true. Now, hear what they have to say. Bitcoin is often referred to as digital gold by its backers. The term refers to the idea that Bitcoin can provide a store of value, similar to gold, one that's uncorrelated with other financial markets like stocks. Bitcoin bulls also see the cryptocurrency as a safe haven asset that can serve as a hedge against global economic uncertainty and increasing prices, which reduce the purchasing power of sovereign currencies like the US dollar. With inflation, and this is what I said, this is literally what I said right off the bat, with inflation at historic highs, you would expect this would be Bitcoin's time to shine. Meaning it would have held its value. It should be going up. It shouldn't be going down slowly. It should be going up. U.S. consumer price, if what the pirates said were true, U.S. consumer prices last month rose the most since February of 1982. Instead, the cryptocurrency has lost almost half of its value since reaching an all-time high of nearly 69,000 in November. That's led analysts to question whether its status as a form of digital gold still rings true. This was the exact allegation I made. I said, if it's right now with what's going on in the world, with all of the uncertainty, with inflation, with the economic downturn, Bitcoin, if it truly were a store of value, wouldn't go up and then down and then up, then down, 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 down. This is the 1 day. Here's the 6 month. Here's the 1 year. How is this a store of value? Up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, up, up. I mean, it's this roller coaster. This is not a store of value. This is not a safe haven asset. And even CNBC has had to admit this. There's a lot of people asking some very pointed questions. And we've proven, can it be hacked? Well, it sure can. Can it be used for fraud? Sure. Can governments track it? They absolutely can. The thing in Canada with the trucker protest, perfect example. Everything they said Bitcoin was has now been proven to be false. It's not an accepted currency. You can't buy anything with it. Truly, you can't buy anything with it. It's not a good investment. It's speculative at best. It's wildly unpredictable. It's not anonymous. I mean, there's literally no claim that the Ponzi schemers, the pirates made that can now not be definitively disproven. No matter what they say in the comments section, it is easy to find link after link after link completely disproving it. And this goes for all cryptocurrency. So, anyway, I just wanted to cover this, and there's something else we're going to dive a little bit more deeply into tomorrow. Another allegation I've made about Antarctica that a lot of people thought I was crazy. Australia is spending $1 billion to fly drones around Antarctica. What are they looking for? What are they looking for? Experts are concerned the move could trigger an all-out arms race. Stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to cover this in depth. But once again, thank you to everyone out there who has joined us over at Patreon. It means more to me than you know. If you want to get a head start on the logical fallacies and cognitive biases, there is a website. It's called Your, Y-O-U-R, logicalfallacyis.com. Just like it sounds, yourlogicalfallacyis.com, where you can get posters and you can get playing critical thinking card decks. Its sister website is YourBias, YOURBIAS.is, and same thing. All sorts of neat stuff that you can get. And it's great for kids too. There's actually a TED Talk, schoolofthought.org. What if we taught kids how to think instead of what to think? I think that's going to be key going forward. So once again, yourbias.is and yourlogicalfallacyis.com. So God bless. Thank you very much. Appreciate all the support. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.